Welcome, everyone. Welcome to purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be reading for twin flames for the month of December 2025. Guys, please remember we are multi-streaming, so we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch tonight. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology, not too much because we did touch on all of the transits for December previously, and you can find that over on my YouTube channel. We do have the Gemini full moon coming in early in the month, and then we have the Sagittarius new moon. Very powerful very powerful moon lunations to wrap up the year of 2025. I do want to say the energy has been very intense today as I was preparing for the live. I feel like people think that it's super easy just to hit that live button and go. But there's a lot of preparation that actually comes into play with these monthly energy readings that I have to do in order to prepare for the reading. And I do feel that right now the energy feels really intense in many, many ways. And for some of us, that energy could feel like it's spiraling at times. So I think for the month of December, as we looked at those astrology transits, the moon lunations, we felt that energy and seen that, I guess, preview, if you could call it. So, what I want to remind everyone before we get started, this whole year of 2025, we've been talking about grounding, and we've been talking about how grounding isn't just about going outside and touching the tree. Nature is very important and does play a very crucial role in a grounding process. But grounding also is the implementation of what you've learned through your spiritual journey and through your spiritual path. So I think tonight, when I read for the collective, we're all going to see that the energy feels very familiar. The energy feels very intense, heavy, and like I said earlier, sometimes like it's spiraling. The interesting thing is, as I was preparing for tonight's live, it's almost like I could visualize the collective energy. And the spiral sounds chaotic, but in my vision, it seemed very determined, disciplined, organized. And I found that to be very interesting. I see everybody coming in. Welcome, ladies. Thank you, Sandra, for the audio check. Spirit promised me that tonight would go smoothly. So I'm having full faith that tonight will go as planned, right? Okay, so I did write something that I want to share with you guys. Let me know, is the music too loud in the background? One of my grounding techniques is listening to calming music, and I think that is really, really helpful. Again, we're going to talk a lot about grounding tonight as we move through the collective reading. And again, I feel like the energies and the cards will connect in a really personal way because the energy is very intense and we're all experiencing it at the same time. All right, so I want to read a little, I guess, wrap up for 2025. And bear with me because I feel like when I was preparing for the live, I was, uh, trying to go over what I had wrote. And I told the mod ladies, like, I had tried like 3 times. I did a total of 4, and I couldn't get through it without, um, at least getting teary-eyed. So bear with me. And I do apologize. I was running a little late. I, of course, forgot my tea and had to go get my tea right away. All right, so here's what I got to wrap up 2025. And tell me in the comments if you feel like this resonates. So as 2025 is coming to an end, the path for twin flames has been intensely challenging. For Divine Feminine, this year has meant constantly feeling everything so deeply. She has been learning to trust her inner voice in a world that often ignores it, and to find her inner strength without exhausting herself. Her biggest test this year, 2025, has been to believe in a powerful connection that makes no logical sense, and to see her sensitivity not as a weakness, but as her greatest gift. At the same time, the Divine Masculine has been on his own tough journey. His task has been to break down the walls that he built to hide his feelings. And he's learning how to be open, how to lead with his heart instead of his need for control, and how to truly support his twin, not just through action, but through deep understanding and emotional presence. It is from this year, 2025, of struggle and growth that we're stepping into this energy of December. And this month, it isn't about trying harder. It's very much a gentle invitation to come home to yourself and to each other. It's a time to finally let your guard down, to turn inward, and to find deep comfort and peace in the safe, quiet space that you create together. That's my conclusion as we come into 2025, December, the last month. I know that it feels like the end of something. I want to remind everyone that it is the Aries new moon in April. That is actually the beginning of the new cycle. We are in very much a completion period. These next few months, December, January, February, will very much feel like things are coming to a final closure. And I believe that that is why grounding has been the lesson as we went through 2025. How many of you feel like that resonates? How many of you feel comfortable in your grounding techniques? I'm going to take a sip of my tea. So I've lost count, but that was the 5th time. It took me 5 times. I didn't cry, but I got spirit. You know what I mean? So it's all, you know. Sandra says, love that and resonates deeply. I love it. Jenna says, I do coloring for grounding. I do too. So I do the, color by numbers app. You know what I'm talking about? I've taken all the games off my phone. Like that's not allowed anymore, right? But now when I'm needing to calm myself or just, bring the spiraling energy down, the coloring by numbers has definitely been very helpful. Divine Timing says, yes, I'm still working on grounding. I'm not that great at it right now. But way better than I used to be. I didn't used to know what grounding meant. No joke. I really honestly thought that when people said grounding, they meant to go hug a tree. And for the longest time, guys, I'm an Aries. I have so much Aries in my chart. My Mercury is in Aries. I am quite the smartass, even to spirit. And I find it interesting because when I say that he loves us unconditionally, that's a true statement. But I always would say, like, I would be going through something that was like really challenging and really intense. And I would be like, how am I supposed to go hug a tree? Like, what is that supposed to do? Like, how am I, And then, of course, I did learn about the electrical charge. I learned the things, right? So it's like spirit guided me and showed me so he could, like, shut up my smart assness, right? But then, in those intense times, sometimes that wasn't enough. Sometimes taking my shoes off and walking out in the ground wasn't enough. And then that's when the download came that grounding is the information that we receive. I want to say from above, but it's not really above us. It's not outside of us. I mean, I guess it's, the crown chakra. Let's say it that way, right? And it comes down into the third eye, right? Into the throat chakra, your heart chakra, into your solar plexus, all the way down to your root chakra, right? It becomes who you are. And it's all the lessons, all the spiritual lessons that you've learned on your journey, on the path. Like, Spirit didn't save us, from the hell that we were in to teach us all of this, for us just to sit on it, for us just to forget about it. It's definitely meant to be used in your everyday life. And as the world gets more intense and the energy gets more, I just can't think of a better word than intense. It's going to be so important that you use those grounding techniques as often as necessary. All right, let's get to our monthly. And I think I'll stick around a little bit at the end and offer some 3-card energy readings if you guys want to hang out. But let's see how the collective is going to do for December. Sandra, I'm using your PLR board that you made me. I'm totally comfy in my PJs. I hope everyone else is comfortable too. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with the divine masculine energy first. You take off your mask. Number 11 comes out of the Heal Yourself Oracle. I feel like the masculine held on to their mask as long as possible until it just crumbled, right? I feel like I actually got confirmation of that today. Like they wore the mask and kept trying to put it back on until the mask crumbled, disintegrated, not able to cover, not able to put it back on. It is number 11. It's possible the masculine energy tried to cover their journey, tried to run, deny their awakening. It's possible they're having to see something. Divine masculine could be seeing something clearly for the first time. Ballerina shoes in the corner of the Take Off Your Mask Oracle and the Heal Yourself card just sticking out to me. Let's look at the feminine energy. Flies right out. It's the Wild card. The feminine energy is done suppressing herself, holding herself back. The wild card is a very passionate card in the Heal Yourself Oracle. And the interesting thing about this card is it says that the feminine energy wants to do something that may seem wild, untamed, raw. So she holds that energy back. I mean, that's a mask itself, right? But she holds that energy back because she doesn't want others to know or others to see or others to judge. And the interesting part about number 15, the wild card, it says that this energy is given to you by spirit, and it's given to you with purpose. It's given to you to be used, to be harnessed. It's something that's going to make you stronger, braver, wiser. And you could be holding it back because you're concerned of what others may think or feel. And if we look at that, that's just judgment. And I'm learning, I don't know about you guys, but I learn all my lessons the hard way. And I'm learning that it's only spirit. That's the only judgment I care about. There is no one other than spirit that can judge me. So for Divine Masculine, the month of December, the mask is crumbling. You can't hide from what's happening to you anymore. People see it. And you don't want to run from it anymore because running hasn't worked. And for the feminine, you're getting braver. Gemini full moon is here on the 4th. Just a couple of days. That energy is going to be so intense. It is the moon of the twins. I mean, there's no coincidence. I feel like we've all learned that by now. All right, let's look at the bridging energy. Comes out on its own and it's selling out. Cycles is on the bottom, so that's something. Cycles says that, I mean, it's just been confirmations of what I said at the very beginning of the live before we looked at any cards, that December is definitely going to show you, and this is just the beginning. I feel we'll experience this energy into the beginning of 2026, January, February, beginning of March. It's a closure. 2025 is a 9-year. We're in December. Everybody's heard that by now. Everybody has researched and knows what that means. If you don't, you should. And what we're closing out in this cycle is the selling out. The selling out card is number 1 in the Heal Yourself reading cards. And it states that you're overgiving, you're people pleasing, you're doing for others and not yourself, you're depleting yourself. But you're not, right? Neither the masculine or the feminine energy is any longer doing that. That is the lesson of 2025. That's the cycle that's coming to an end. So I feel like for many of us, We're going to see things in these next few months that come to a closure that have to do with any person, place, or thing that you were overgiving, overdoing, people pleasing, depleting yourself for. And then the thing that I think we don't seem to remember, it's like we always focus on the most challenging thing. Is when a cycle comes to an end, there's always a beginning immediately following. Time doesn't stop. There's not a gap. When one cycle comes to a closure, a new cycle begins. I called this one Coming Home. December's twin flame coming home. It's this energy of union. And I think right now, for many of us, probably all of us, our home situation is very heightened. That can mean a lot of different things. But right now, our home situation, it's like there's a spotlight, there's a focus, there's a goal. I'm getting in trouble for reading the chat. All right, let's do a little bit of some clarifying. I pulled out Llewellyn Tarot. Let's look at number 11. Take off your mask for divine masculine. Wow. The horned one comes out. If you guys don't know, the horned one in Llewellyn Tarot is the devil card. It's Capricorn energy. But you know how all tarot cards are just slightly a little bit different? They have like their own little spin on things, right? Spirit always helps me choose the cards. I just want to remind everyone of that before every live. And sometimes I question myself or I doubt myself. And I'm like, man, did I hear that right? And then we do the readings and we get the cards. And it was like, yes, I heard that right. The horned one shows the devil. Okay, so you know how in Rider-Waite, the devil is like this big fiery monster looking thing, and it has those two people bound in chains at his feet, and you know they're usually like in flames or something crazy. In Llewellyn Tarot, the horned one is withered. He's drawn back from the picture. He's small in stature. He no longer has that power. In Llewellyn Tarot, the horned one, the devil card, has been defeated. And the way the masculine has defeated that devil energy, that karmic energy, is by removing the mask, whether by force or by their own will. And I do want to touch on that because there is this concept of the chosen ones. And I've been hearing this a lot. And the way Spirit explains it to me, I don't know how to say it other than just saying it. There are some of us that are just chosen. We are the ones that feel like we have tried to run from our awakening 1,000 times. And Spirit just plucks us right back. We are the ones who feel like we have turned our back on Spirit. And how could He still guide us and love us unconditionally? We're the ones that have went through our awakening, kicking and screaming, just wanting to be normal again. It is my belief that those are the chosen ones. There are people out here that purposely align their souls, and they don't run, and they don't claw at the dirt and beg God to leave them alone. They willingly go, they willingly surrender. They learn the things, they awaken, they align to their soul's journey. I think that's all I'm going to say about that. The divine masculine may have tried to run several times, but that cycle, that phase is over. Now the divine masculine will focus, I almost said, on what's real, but it's true. The reality of the awakening. All right, let's look at that wild energy that the feminine is trying to hold back. We have the King of Wands coming out, so I feel like that's, again, more confirmation. King of Wands is a card of someone who is very confident in themselves. Remember when the divine feminine energy struggled with imposter syndrome? And who am I to be on this journey? Who am I to tell people what's happening or give any explanation or show anyone anything? I feel like as I'm wrapping up 2025, I don't want to sound overly confident, but I just want to say that my experience in this awakening, my dedication to my journey into PLR, it's granted me something. It's granted me some kind of confidence that I can't find words for. I'm not overly confident because I'm conceited. I'm overly confident because I know Spirit has my back every step of the way. All right, let's look at the selling out. I definitely feel like this is the lesson of 2025. This is the closure, the depletion, the people pleasing, the not standing up for ourselves, the giving our power away. The Wheel of Fortune comes out, so biggest confirmation we could possibly get, right? Wheel of Fortune is the cycle is ending. Definitely new beginning. Good luck, good fortune. Things bend in your favor. I think many of us are seeing things bend in our favor. And I do feel that it has a lot to do with the surrendering to our awakening, to our journey. All right, so now I'm going to do head, heart, and higher self. I just want to point out Capricorn energy, Sagittarius energy with the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, coming out in the main spread. I find it interesting that the Divine Masculine came out with Capricorn energy, the true goat. I'm going to start with the Divine Masculine thoughts. We have the path. I'm using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. It's number 8. We have the Power card coming out in the heart space for Divine Masculine. What they're feeling. 2 cards coming out for Higher Self Lesson. I'm going to take both. The Faith card and the Peace card. Number 31, number 28. So the Path card, number 8, I think gives a lot of confirmation to the taking your mask card, taking your mask off card that came out for the Divine Masculine, because they know, I said they can no longer run from their journey. So the Divine Masculine in their thoughts is thinking, where do I go now? Where is my path lead now? I don't think there's so much questioning it, because in the picture, she's standing next to this ladder that goes up into the sky and opens into this portal. So it's like they know that they're fixing to go through some type of elevation, growth, expansion. The interesting part about the Path card in Queen of the Moon Oracle is she has her hands behind her back, like she's kind of just patiently processing the information and thinking it over before she makes her next commitment or starts her next cycle or begins her new journey. I'm going to clarify with Rider-Waite. The Power card, number 16, in the heart space for the Divine Masculine, it shows the full moon. I definitely feel that this Gemini full moon will be, again, I'm just at a loss for words, impactful, fierce, and it's just a beginning. I definitely feel this energy will carry through until we reach that Aries new moon. All right, number 8, the Path. In the Divine Masculine's headspace, we have Queen of Cups. The Divine Masculine could definitely be focused on the direction or the path to the Queen of Cups, which is my clue card for Divine Feminine. But the card itself in Rider-Waite represents the energy of choosing yourself, the energy of understanding when your cup has run dry and it's time to refill yourself. It's about self-care. It's about healing and unconditional love. Full moon power. We have 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is about taking action, the next steps. It's also a card of strategy, planning, and patience. The Divine Masculine received the Faith card and Peace card for their higher self lesson. I do feel that at this time, the Divine Masculine energy is being taught how to strengthen their faith by protecting their peace. Wow. Help me say that again. The Divine Masculine is learning in the month of December how to strengthen their faith by protecting their peace. That is powerful. We have the King of Pentacles. It's almost like the Divine Masculine understands that it's their responsibility to protect their peace. It's giving this energy of no one can make me happy but me. King of Pentacles is a strong masculine energy. It does represent responsibility, but it's definitely also provider and protector. Wheel of Fortune again on the bottom. Again, that's Sagittarius energy. It is the Sagittarius new moon that will follow that Gemini full moon. I'm loving all the synchronicities. All right, for the Divine Feminine headspace, we have the Soulmate card. It's number 14. In the heart space, we have the Courage card. There definitely could be some communication here between the masculine energy and the feminine energy. In other words, the full moon power, 3 of Wands, is almost like the Divine Feminine saying, okay, what are you going to do next now that you know you have this power or this ability? And then the Divine Masculine is the Courage card coming out in the Divine Feminine space. Remember, telepathy is a real thing in this journey. Connecting spiritually is a real thing. And it happens through the heart space. It happens through your heart space, your heart chakra. The Courage card shows her reaching out for him, but he has this lantern and he's almost like holding her back, like he's trying to protect her either from himself or something else, but it's almost like he's separating himself from her. He's pulling away. He's going in a forward direction and she is not moving. So it's this energy like the Divine Masculine has to do something. They have to go somewhere. They have to do something on their own. They have to be courageous enough to face something on their own. All right, higher self lesson for Divine Feminine. Ooh. Number 8, the procrastination card comes out. Oh, I'm definitely still getting spankings in that department. For sure. It's kind of like Divine Timing said earlier. Some things I'm getting better at, but some things I'm definitely still struggling. And the procrastination could definitely be one of those things. The sadness card is on the bottom. So I feel like the higher self lesson is about the procrastination of us following our path of service, because it's in our path of service that we have to use our abilities. And for the divine feminine, remember what I said at the very beginning in the introduction, where I said I feel like we are coming out of this period where our voices have been ignored for so long. I feel like that's the why. That's why we procrastinate. I feel like that's why we hide what we know or what we're capable of. Anytime I see a card come out as higher self lesson, I know that that's something that's going to be worked on in this month. That's going to be a focus. So, divine feminine, if you feel like you've been struggling with procrastination, just know that spirit's going to have that boot. You know, that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, I'm going to use Rider Waite again, a different set, just to see if we get any dual cards, right? All right, let's look at the soulmate card. We have Temperance coming out for the Courage card. We have the Seven of Cups. For procrastination, we have the Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck is Ace of Swords. It's new clarity, new understanding, new communication. Temperance coming out on the Soulmate card is an energy of healing. Remember, in the Heal Yourself reading cards, there's not like a twin flame card, but there's three types of relationships, right? There's twin flame, there's soulmate, there's karmic. I'm not going to break it all down because I feel like we all know. Temperance is this energy of finding the balance, understanding who is who. In my own journey, I'm learning about catalyst. Have you guys ever heard about a catalyst? A catalyst is said to be the one that causes your awakening. How many of you have heard of catalyst or have studied what that means in this particular journey, in this particular type of spiritual awakening journey? Welcome, Twitch. I see you. The Seven of Cups coming out for the Courage card. Seven of Cups is choices, options, but it's also the card that says choose wisely. Maybe the message through the heart space from the divine masculine to the divine feminine is there could be a lack of courage due to unwise choices. You ever F up so bad that you stop trusting yourself. Man, that's happened to me. I remember when I was in Dark Night of the Soul, I didn't trust anything, anyone, not even myself. I laugh and chuckle. It's not a funny. I don't know. I guess it's just because I'm relieved that I went through that and I made it out the other side. There's definitely strong communication between the masculine and the feminine energy. And I mean that's not really like unheard of, or it doesn't really, seem weird or out of place because we are just days away from the Gemini full moon. Gemini rules the mind, communication, understanding. I've heard many people predict that December will be, we're already experiencing a mass awakening. But I've heard people say, and let me know in the comments if you've heard this too. I've heard people say that December will be the month of Kundalini awakening, the month of mass Kundalini awakening. Guys, please remember we're multi streaming, 3 different platforms. Welcome, everyone. For the Divine Feminine, the procrastination, the 5 of Wands, if you feel like something's challenging right now, or you're experiencing more challenges than normal, or you're feeling triggered, what is it in your spiritual journey, in your path, in your awakening, in your service? I think that's the part we're getting lost at. There is a repayment, a process. Remember at the beginning of your awakening when all the weird stuff started happening and you couldn't explain it and you didn't want people to know, and you didn't want people to think that you were weird, so you just didn't say anything. And then it just got just like the masculine is now, where the mask is crumbling. It was just like that for the feminine. It crumbled till you couldn't put it on anymore, and you had to face your awakening. You had to go through Dark Night of the Soul. You had to surrender. And if you ever were confused about what you surrendered to, you surrendered to God, to spirit, whatever label you got to put there. I like to say God or spirit. But like for me, when spirit plucked me out of Dark Night of the Soul, he didn't pluck me, he let me go through it deeply. But when he pulled me through it and guided me back towards the light, I knew that that was not free. There would be something required of me. Everyone who awakens to service, something that you do for others. And it's in that service that you will use your craft, your abilities, whatever that is for you. For some of you, it's singing. You heal people just by singing. For some of you, it's art. You make art that brings healing to whoever sees it. For some of you, it's holistic practices that you share your service with others. And for the Divine Feminine, all of 2025 has been about believing in yourself and who you are and the awakening journey that you've experienced, that you've been having, and the abilities that you've gained through that process. The imposter syndrome was no joke. But I feel like as Divine Feminine, we know who we are. Like I said earlier, I've been on this journey long enough now. I have full confidence, full faith. I want to say I never doubt, but that would be a lie. So I say I rarely doubt. And going from doubting all the time, everything, to rarely is good. But the more we procrastinate what God gave us, what our purpose is, it's almost like, it sounds cheesy, but it's like this is the time that the collective needs us the most. This is the time that all of your gifts are needed the most. And things will continue to be challenging and difficult until we realize that and until we surrender fully. I'm not going to pull any messages. I think that the message through the heart chakra was powerful enough. I think the Divine Feminine needs to stay focused on her power. And I think the Divine Masculine needs to make better choices. All right, I'm going to pull the guidance card from Tree of Life. And I will read it out of the book. Oh my gosh, that is so weird. Okay, so it happens sometimes. Cards get mixed up, but I just opened Tree of Life Oracle. I said I'm not going to pull any message cards. I look in there, pull them all out, and on the bottom is 2 message cards. I will read them. It says they're from the Soulmate Love Oracle, and it says, "I'm in love with you," and the other one says, "Thank you for being there for me when I needed it the most." All right, now I'll pull the guidance card. You get the family card. Tree stump is on the bottom. The family card shows just that. It's this huge tree, and in the bark of the tree, you can see like carvings of the family, children, parents, grandparents, loved ones, all the things. All right, so it's number 23 in the Tree of Life Oracle. It's called the Family Card. It says, the world, universality, completeness, diversity, inclusivity, expansiveness, benevolence, success. It also says extreme action and inner struggle. All right, it says if you have chosen the Tree of Life family card, you're entering a very important phase with enormous implications. This card is all about your purpose in the world and living your life to the fullest. I'm not going to cry. It just amazes me every single time these cards. All right, get it together, Rosa. This card is all about your purpose in the world and living your life to the fullest. You may influence people in a huge way. When you are fulfilled and happy, the bounty of it creates much abundance all around you. By being yourself and using all of your talents and gifts to the fullest potential, the benefits stretch way beyond you. Wow. You have the ability to influence people and systems far and wide in your own unique way. Through your struggles, remember too that it takes time to develop, to learn all the lessons you come to learn, and to feel that you are fully self-actualized. Some talents may be on hold while you develop other talents or attend to other important needs. All your experiences are part of your ultimate purpose. You can acknowledge your uniqueness, the wild card that the divine feminine god. Oh my gosh. All right, sorry, I strayed. You can acknowledge your uniqueness. You have specific gifts to give the world, and with intention stated, you can live your true potential. You can have it all, but maybe not all at once. Tree of Life family card is about working together to make the world a better place. We may experience extreme weather, war, and other calamities, but still find peace. Through recognizing the diverse talents and gifts of others, you honor your own abilities. Encouraging others on their journey is to reinforce your own strength as you grow. Reach up and stretch your limbs. You become more and more yourself each day that you respond with benevolence to the world around you. You create your own sense of completion through each life lesson. And though we are each unique in this world, we are one. We are all part of the beauty, the knowledge, the drama, the good, the evil, the young, the old of this world. We are all aspects and reflections of one another. Have mercy. That's it. That is the collective reading for December. Thank you, Spirit. I mean, from the start, had my back the whole way. The guidance card is literally a wrap up of everything I said in the entire reading. I feel like it happens every single time. December is going to be intense, but we're ready. All right, I did it. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up. Let me know if anybody wants their own 3-card pool. Man, y'all, highly protected, divinely favored. And the less we procrastinate and the more we surrender to our journey, it's almost like it's just that much more. I think it just blows my mind sometimes. Still, all these years later. My time says, what music are you playing? Okay, so I'm on my YouTube music app. This one is called Return to Lemuria. It's 528 hertz. Frequency music is going to become very popular in 2026. All right, let's start divine timing. Let's look at masculine energy first, please. Thank you. We have the devil card in reverse. I feel like that's confirmation of the collective. The Fool card is coming out for your feminine energy. You're ready to take the leap of faith. The Magician, 3 powerful major arcanas for divine timing. Wow. The Magician is your bridging energy. You're flipping tables, huh? But it is as above, so below. Somebody said that to me today. It was like it was just perfect timing. Capricorn energy, Aries energy. Mercury is the Magician. It's also Virgo energy. But I'm getting more Gemini. There's something about um, Gemini energy. I think it's the infinity sign I'm seeing. It's just a representation of the twin journey. I think that you're breaking free from things that used to trigger you. I think that you're gaining the courage to be able to take a leap of faith. And I think that you're doing all of this because Spirit has flipped the tables. Something has turned. Tables have turned. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, Vanessa. I'm not going to click on them. I'm sorry. Okay, so that was divine timing. I'm going to do Vanessa's now. Vanessa, I just saw the Ace of Swords. It's new communication. I just saw it again. Let's see if it comes out. I'm going to start with your masculine energy first. Man, have mercy, y'all. Oh, where's the camera? It's Ace of Swords. It's in reverse. There is new communication. I feel like someone is going to talk to you, come your way to talk to you, but something is different this time. Something that they're offering is different this time. They have some type of knowledge or understanding or clarity. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's very small. I want to point out that the Ace of Swords is a victory card. It actually shows a crown of victory on the Ace of Swords, but Vanessa, it's a whatever their offer is, or like whatever they're is going to say. It's a small movement. For your feminine energy, however, we have a massive movement because you have 6 of Wands. That's a great victory. It's notoriety. People finally noticed you. People finally seen the power behind you or something that you hold. And bridging energy, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is spiritual awakening. It is enlightenment. It's coming out coming out. You're busting out of dark night of the soul. You're breaking free. The enlightenment is helping you break free. I mean, which makes sense. It's giving you power. The Hermit is Virgo energy. All right, let's do Jenna really quickly. Masculine energy, we have the Empress. Feminine energy, Queen of Pentacles. The Sun is coming out. I have 3 major arcanas. The Empress, there's a strong connection with the masculine energy and the universe at this time, spirit at this time. The astrology could be teaching the masculine energy something of importance that has to do with, it's the Empress. So for fertility, creating something, bringing something into being. Queen of Pentacles for your feminine energy is you're learning where, I want to say, to become your own resource, but it's actually you're learning where to find new resources. The Sun is your current bridging energy. Both sides definitely very focused on remaining positive, collecting moments of joy. It doesn't mean that everything is going easy cheesy. It means that through the challenges and struggles, you've learned how to spot the moments of happiness and joy. That's both sides. I hope that was helpful. All right, Sandra. Real quick, 3 cards. Nine of Swords comes out for your masculine. This could be some anxiety, some overthinking. It is the 9, so this could be a wrapping up of said energies. We do have 3 of Swords coming out for the feminine energy. It is, I don't know why I almost said recognition. It's healing. Maybe it's recognition of healing. The feminine energy could be realizing that like you tried to heal something without fully cleansing something. The King of Swords is your bridging energy. So regardless of your masculine or feminine, your bridging energy right now is authenticity, speaking truth. There's something about standing in your truth. There's some power that's coming from these 2 cards, the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. It's like they hold some power. So in the entire reading, we talked about the lessons we went through, those experiences, and how those experiences gives us wisdom and knowledge. I'm struggling to see it clearly, but that there's something there about that. So King of Swords, bridging energy. Make sure that you're being fully authentic, standing in your truth. There's nothing you need to ever deny about yourself. Whatever has ever happened to you or anything that has ever, been, it created who you are today. And who you are today is what matters. That's where Spirit's focused. And Spirit is not focused on what you did previous. And Spirit is not really focused on what you're going to do. Spirit already knows what you're going to do. All right, Amanda. Carson's knocked on the door. Let me know. Nana, time is up. All right, Knight of Cups comes here. Knight of Cups is someone coming to deliver a message, being courageous enough to tell someone how they feel. That's your masculine energy. The Fool is coming out for your feminine energy. Your feminine energy wants to do something completely different. And Ace of Wands is the bridging energy. It's fate. It's destiny. Someone may be coming to tell you how they feel, and you may actually believe it this time. And I feel like this would be the first time that you actually believed it. I don't know if it's same person. I want to say with Knight of Cups it is, but I'm not 100% sure about that. All right, I'm going to leave all that right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, is that it? Is that the last one? Sweet. I've had to dig deep and accept some of my not pleasant aspects in the last couple of months. Same. Same. But I think it's one of those things that's like once I faced it, it wasn't as scary as I made it out to be. Right? All right. Did I catch everyone? I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. I always feel bad. Guys, I'll be back Tuesday. Tuesday, we are going to talk about the second week of December. So we're going to work through December 7th through the 13th. I worked on it already a little bit. I believe we're going to talk about Mercury. It's not until the following week that we'll touch on Sagittarius new moon. But I feel like just this week in general, remember, we're always trying to stay a week ahead. It's definitely going to be Gemini full moon. The energy is definitely going to be very intense. So Tuesday night, Love and Astrology, I will talk about the astrology for that week, and we'll offer some free and paid mini readings at the end after a short collective. And then, of course, Thursday night, 8 p.m., I'll be there for all 12 signs. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming in, hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so very, very much. Moderator ladies, I love you all so very much. Thank you. I hope to see everyone on Tuesday night. I'm always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Remember, ground yourselves.